Just for the listener or the viewer on YouTube that's in that same position, that they're trying to go to the healthy lifestyle. They're the outlier in their world. They're the one that's the black sheep in their family that everybody makes fun of for being healthy, or at least trying to be. What would your advice be to them? Like, how did you actually handle it? Or would you have any advice? Like, this is what I said, like, or this is how I dealt with that pushback. Could you help them out?
Yeah, I think that that's really important. It's an important question. What is the practical, pragmatic technique for handling
Mm-hmm.
peer pressure
Exactly.
as an adult, right? Not a middle school kid getting
There you go.
past a joint, you know,
Yeah.
like, like really, what is the practical advice? It's going to hurt. It hurts. I can't say that there's a way to not acknowledge that pain. This is what really got me through, and it's an analogy that came to me, Amy, that I really want to share with you and the audience, and it really holds true. And I'm gonna try to really, you know, cook it down to a quickie. Imagine that we had an uncle that gave us a purple cowboy hat. He loved that purple cowboy hat, and we had the purple cowboy hat hanging in our house. Then that uncle passed, and we decided to honor our uncle and wear the purple cowboy hat. My suspicion, my hunch is that as I'm walking down the street, wearing something different, doing something different, which is a metaphor or analogous to, not drinking alcohol, eating healthy food. So we're wearing that purple cowboy hat. We're walking down the street. Now, I would say that 90% of the people would not say anything. They're in their own head. They might not say anything. Then there's about 5% of the people that might give you a look or might behave differently. And then there's that other 5%, the really brave, that might say something to you like, nice hat, jerk. Like, oh, watch out for the purple cowboy. Oh, here come. What's up, Tex? But the thing is that I feel, Amy, is that everybody is in their head and nobody cares. They might care for about 3 or 4 seconds where they have that bravery and they may say something to you. But I really think that we're creating all the drama, and it's fictitious. It's not actually real. I feel like we can all do what we want to do, be who we want to be. And, if a couple comments come in, just breathe into that comment, smile and say thanks. If you're a witty person, challenge yourself to hit them back, to jab them back playfully. But if you're not really, pragmatic and quick on your feet with your speech, just smile and say thank you, because eventually they're going to be right back in their own head, in their own drama, worrying about what they're wearing. I don't think anybody really cares about anybody else in real time. They're not present. Most people are not. I'm not a huge percentage of the day. And I just feel like to worry about what other people think, it's like an irrational fear. It's like that asteroid, it's just like they're not thinking about us. They're thinking about them. And we got to do what's best for us, regardless of that small percentage of people that might say something to us. Maybe. If they do, they should be congratulated for their bravery.
Right on. That's like that famous saying by Eleanor Roosevelt, what other people think about me is none of my business. And sometimes it's harder said than done. And I will say, I completely agree with everything that you're saying. Most of the time, people really aren't even thinking about you. A lot of it's your own projection on them. But likewise, any of the negative comments are often their projection of themselves onto you, because sometimes what happens is when you're being the strong one, when you're the salmon swimming upstream and doing what the family doesn't do and risking being criticized or different, you are mirroring to them strength and what they're doing with their own choices. And sometimes that makes people very uncomfortable, because then they have to look at their ability to change. and they, do they, like that crab in the bucket analogy, like yeah. So share that with us. So the crabs can pull you down, right, to where they are.
Crabs in a bucket. So you put 100 crabs in a bucket, and every time one gets its little claws up to the lip, a bunch of other crabs grab on and they try to pull him down. So I would say to your audience, Amy, that, the commitment is only half of the exercise. It's only half of the conditioning. When you're going to make a commitment, I am going to stop drinking soda, let's say, which is a huge one, right? If we could have a lot of people in this world stop drinking soda, that would really help their thinking, for example, right? And let's just say that commitment is only 50% of the lift, of the exercise, of the strengthening exercise. The other 50%, even more, is how strong you can stand when the commentary begins.
And that's why I asked you. Yep, exactly, because it's very real.
And it's really tough. I remember one time I went into my neighborhood bar, and like when I switched to organic food, it appeared as if I lost about 30 pounds, especially in my face. I got really skinny.
We weren't as swollen.
But I wasn't holding all that water to, fight the inflammation. My body was holding the water to cool it down. But I didn't lose any weight. I just looked like I lost weight. And Amy, I went in, it was my dad's neighborhood bar. It was a football game. I had because I carry a journal around with me all the time. I had to go in the bathroom after being there for half an hour because I wrote down the comments that I got within a half an hour. Like, what's up, skinny? Hey, slim. Yeah. Whoa, look at this little guy. I forget what they were. It's like, you look like, it was just like really humiliating, like really cruel stuff. Right. And I was just present for it. I was like, okay, wow. It's like, oh, wow. I just got a second one, third one. I was like, whoa, this is good. I'm going into the bathroom. I went into the bathroom and wrote down the comments because I was like, I felt like I got through. I was like, wow, this is really, these are crabs trying to pull me down.
Eddie, wow.
Just want to acknowledge them. And I've had multiple experiences like that. And I just have to give thanks, for some reason, Amy, I have a tremendous amount of willpower. When I say I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And actually the commitment is the big part of my, I can hang in there with the comments, my big lift, my big exercise, my big, getting over the inertia of making the commitment to change my lifestyle. But yeah, it can be really tough. You just got to stay strong. That's where we really build our strength when people start chopping us down.